You remember that time we tried to weaponize dolphins for military use? I remember, and I'm going to tell you about it. As always, if you have not subscribed yet, please do so now. Smash that subscribe button, like the video, comment on the video, let me know what you think. I read the comments, I take your constructive criticism, and when you guys are really mean, most of the time it's very funny and I laugh. Falling under the U.S. Navy's Space and Naval Warfare Systems Command, you had the Navy Marine Mammal Program. And this program was meant to weaponize what is known as the underwater war crime that is the dolphin. The dolphin's closest relatives on land are Canada and Poland. And if you know anything about history, you'll know exactly why that's funny. Dolphins don't care about anyone, they don't care about anything, and they are the most sadistic things with fins. Dr. Robert L. Cook and Dr. Sam Ridgway are kind of the inspirations for the program, as the program was inspired by research they conducted. This was done at the Naval Medical Research Institute in Bethesda, Maryland. The military wanted to study if the sensory capabilities of marine mammals could be used for things like mine detection or harbor defense. Can you imagine? Can you imagine you're a foreign troop, you're dropping into some water, and out of nowhere Flipper comes and just knocks your lights out, probably drags you to the depths of the ocean to be eaten by Kraken. The program started in the late 1950s and continued on into the 1960s, and it also encompassed sea lions, although they had significantly less success than they had with dolphins. Sea lions apparently aren't nearly as sadistic. It wasn't until the 1990s when most of the program was declassified and we have the information that we have on it today. The Cold War era spurred the program, funneled a bunch of money into it because, politicians wanted to know if we could use dolphins for national defense. And dolphins will defend your nation by any means necessary. Dr. John C. Lilly was a neuroscientist and dolphin expert, and he collaborated with the previously two mentioned scientists on a lot of the research conducted for this program. Now, this program had its successes, it had its failures, and most of the failures were associated with outside attention that the program got. You can imagine it wasn't good attention. Numerous trainers and handlers were used to coordinate, the training necessary to get the dolphins where they needed to be and conduct the research that was necessary. And keeping all of this under wraps was exceptionally difficult. I'm shocked. Where you have more than two people, secrets don't exist. And so the fact that they were able to keep most of this classified, most of it under wraps until the 1990s when it was declassified is pretty shocking. This was a first of its kind program, and honestly, the merits of it, while they may be questionable, dolphins are right for the task. Okay, if you want to do national defense in the water, it's no better animal. Dolphins were trained primarily in mine detection, specifically because of their excellent sonar capabilities. Sea lions were trained for object retrieval and diver detection, specifically. Basically what would happen is the sea lions or the dolphins would get released and they would go down and do their thing. They would mark whatever that they were supposed to mark, and then humans would follow to either disarm mines, retrieve equipment, or deal with divers. In addition to that, the dolphins were used for reconnaissance and intelligence gathering, and they would bring the information that they gathered back to commanders who would be updated in real time. And I'll tell you, I've been an intelligence professional for 12 years. Real time, like true real time intel is hard to come by and incredibly valuable. Real time can mean anything depending on the unit or the mission or the situation that you're in. Sometimes real time can be as old as an hour, but true real time data, which these dolphins could provide, right? We're talking a long time ago, it would have been fairly difficult to detect animals like this. True real time would have been absolutely instrumental in operational success. In addition to this, and this is where we start getting into some of the funky ethics associated with this, people are not going to associate the cost of a dolphin, if we lose a dolphin, as the same as a human diver. It just is what it is. Whether that's right or wrong is up for debate, and I'm sure you will debate it in the comments. They're not going to place the same value on a dolphin, probably, as they would a human. And so the risk assumed by commanders, which is a fundamental aspect of any operation, would have been significantly lower. Green lighting operations with animals is going to be more than likely easier than it would be with humans, especially if the animals can be the ones gathering intel, going out, doing some of these dangerous tasks that we normally have humans doing. One of the other key focuses of this program was harbor and base defense. And this would be the detection of intruders or the safeguarding of critical infrastructure. Now, I think it's hilarious, the idea. You got something out in the water you want to protect, so you've got dolphins or sea lions out there swimming around it. To anyone who's not familiar with the program, right, foreign adversaries, if they swam up on this, they wouldn't think anything of it until it was too late. And if you've not done, I know I've mentioned this a couple times in the video already, but if you've not done any research on dolphins, you gotta go do some reading or watch some videos. Dolphins mess with everything, and they have very, very low moral thresholds for any of their behaviors. The program did see some success, specifically in 1987. Trained dolphins from the program did successfully detect inert mines in the Persian Gulf during Operation Pool Watch. And now here we get into the failures and controversies, specifically animal rights activists. They didn't like the animals being used, especially mammals such as dolphins, because they are highly intelligent. They didn't like them being used for military purposes. They didn't like them being put in harm's way. Animal rights activists did not want marine mammals used for military activities. In addition to this, all the way back in 1973, 2 of the dolphins went missing. They just kind of disappeared. And nobody's 100% sure what exactly happened to them. There was significant public outcry, backlash. This was not a good look for the program. And finally, there were allegations of the mistreatment of the animals, inadequate living conditions, basically quality of life concerns that a lot of people had, and not just the animal rights activists. The NMMP was officially declassified in the 90s, but much of the program is still classified due to national security concerns. Funny enough, a lot of the mammals, the marine mammals in the program, actually ended up transitioning to civilian life. They took on civilian roles, such as like therapy animals. And I think that's hysterical because they went through the whole thing. They went through basic training, they went through their military service, and now they've got some cushy government civilian job. I wonder if those marine mammals treat the other marine mammals that are currently in the program poorly. They come into therapy and they're like, and basically what they're saying is, suck it up. Back in my day, nobody cared. They'd harpoon you through the heart if you gave them lip. Or beak. Whatever dolphins have, I don't know. The program's legacy does continue to influence current research. There are plenty of potential applications for marine mammals, especially marine mammals with the abilities that these ones have for military application. The Navy Marine Mammal Program represents a very unique cross-section of scientific research, military application, and ethical concerns. And it's a pretty cool part of history. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. There are a ton of different animal military programs that I want to get into, and not just US ones. If you know of some that you are interested in, please let me know about them in the comments. I would love to hear about them. Oh, and watch the next video in the queue, please.